Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? You guys all getting ready for Christmas? I know I am. I'm still not completely ready, but almost there, and it's okay. I'm not gonna stress over it. Do what I can and keep on rolling. So, I used to get myself all stressed out and trying to get things done. Of course, it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot more, I think, when my kids were little. But anyway, so I was super late in getting, well, later than what I wanted to be in getting my Christmas journals out. And thank you to those of you who have purchased some of those already. There are still 3 left in the shop if anybody's interested. Anyway, thank you for all your love and support. And the ones that were purchased have been shipped. And I think, pretty sure that Monday probably will be the last window of getting things mailed to get to their destination by Christmas. So, still haven't mailed my Christmas cards yet. No, but I'll be finishing those up tomorrow night and putting them in the box on Monday. So, anyway, I thought I would I hadn't even made my December or my holiday journal yet because I usually do Thanksgiving and Christmas in my December journal or my, Christmas journal, whatever you want to call it, my journal. So, excuse me. Dealing with this constant change in the weather as well, so I probably sound really cruddy. But anyway, so as I was working on this, I thought, okay, it's Saturday. Why don't you do a video, Carla? So, so I was like, okay, I thought I would take you guys along. So I've already done some planning, and I want to show you what I'm using. So I believe it was Jessica Rapp, who's always sending me really cool things. She sent me some covers of these cookbooks that there was no spine and no rings left to it. It was just the front and back covers. So what I thought I would do, of course, is make some journals out of it, because they make really great covers, and I just love these covers. They could work for an everyday journal, a Christmas journal, a cookbook journal, whatever. So I created some spines out of just lightweight chipboard and used the masking tape to attach them. And then I gessoed over this so that whatever fabric I used, if I used something lighter, that the cardboard chipboard stuff wouldn't show through, because sometimes if I use something lighter, it sort of shows through. So I gessoed that. I did not do that on the inside, so you can see how I put them together. Okay, so I'm just showing you, this is what I'm going to use for my book, and that one I will make something else out of. So what I did so far is I made some fabric washi pieces, and I've used that for the spine. And I'm going to show you how simple that is for those of you who have never made fabric washi or, messed with any of that. I'm going to show you real quick how I did that after I show you this. So I haven't done anything to the inside yet. I've cut my fabric piece that I want to go on the inside. And then I had this sort of cool idea. I've put sort of my pages together of what I want to use, and I may have more than what I'll end up using here. But anyway, so I'll show you that in a minute. But I have this, I saved bags, and if, like most of us in this community, in the junk journal community, we save a lot of stuff. So I saved this Christmas bag, and I thought, I just cut cut it out, cut the front piece, cut the bottom out and everything. And I thought, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. It's not quite straight, but I think I might do some stitching around it. And then I'm gonna glue it to the back. But I want to put something right here. I don't want that yellow showing through. So I'm going to put something right there. And then I think I'm going to pull the little knots through. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this on as a big pocket to put things in. Anyway, I thought that was a cool idea. So I'm going to try that out this year. That's something a little bit different. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to put over this. While this is really cool, somebody actually taped a little article about an Apple Betty in this book. I'm going to cover this up though, because this is not, I want something Christmassy here. So that's what I'm going to do in the back. And then on the cover, so I'm going to glue this. I'm going to show you in a minute. And then on the cover, I have this vintage music that I sort of tore out, which is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So I'm going to glue this here. And then I cut a circle out of, this was like a file folder box. Just cut a big circle. And then this is some gift wrap that I used last year that I traced around the circle and then cut a circle here. So that's going to be sort of in the middle. And then I'm going to put this image, and this came from one of those Wonder books that I used, I think last year or the year before. And I bought 2 of those books. I bought one from Renee, and then I bought myself another one. And everybody loved these images, and I did too. And I have another one of 2 little kids doing the sledding, but I'm going to put this image, and I just sort of, not really fussy cut, just, you know, cut around it, because I wanted to be able to see some of the Christmas trees here. And then I'm going to glue these together. I'm going to glue this on the book, and then I'm going to stitch around this. This is my plan. And then I'm going to, I may stitch around here. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I'll probably ink around the edges and then glue this to this and then stitch around the circle and then glue this all on. And then I'm going to add some other little things to it. So I know gluing is not the funnest thing to watch anybody do, but I'm going to show you how I do this on the inside. And I want to get this really, really sort of wet with the glue, because I want to kind of curve this spine a little bit. So I want it to curve a little bit. So I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to get a little bit of water. And I bought a couple of new acrylic brushes. And I'm just going to be very, I've already used it with glue. And I'm just going to keep them very clean, because I really like this. I really like this long brush. So now let's see if my glue will come out. And I'm using Lenco. This is like a PVA glue. I tried to find this one again on Amazon and I couldn't find it. This is the same thing. And actually I think there's some left in here. So let's use this. Yeah, I had it sitting up. I'm down to the end of it. Sorry about the noise, but I had it turned up so I could get all that glue out. So I'm gonna be pretty healthy with my glue. You know, a good solid coat. I'm not worried if I come outside of where my fabric is, because that's going to be covered up. It's going to be covered up later. So that's a good smooth coating of my glue. And then I had already cut this out and sort of measured and cut. I didn't think you wanted me to do, well, it wasn't until just a few minutes ago I thought, you know, this is the time you need to just do a video, Carla, because you're here, nobody's here bothering you. You don't, you got time right now, so. Which typically nobody is here bothering me. I live by myself. So I'm here by myself most of the time, but anyway. Okay. So I've got this on here really, and I make sure I just kind of take my fingernail, but you can take your ruler Make sure you got everything flat. Kind of go in that little crevice, you know, reinforcing that. This stuff dries pretty quick, and it adheres really well. So I'm just going to kind of push a little bit. I'm not in camera. I'm just going to kind of push a little bit with my fingers, ever so slightly, to try to... I have a video on how I sort of do this. And you have to be careful that you don't get, you know, a point in the middle, like you don't crease the binding or the spine. But if you just kind of roll with your thumbs, you can get a little bit of a curve, and it's subtle. It's not like a huge, it's not going to be like a huge curve or really stiff. See, I just want a little bit. So see how that doesn't look quite, it doesn't look quite as flat now. And then if I just leave that alone, a lot of times I'll set it over a chair and let it dry. But today we're not going to do that because I'm going to glue this stuff on the front. Okay. So now you can see it's got a little bit of a, you can see it's got a little bit more of a curve to it. It's not quite as flat. So now we're going to take this, I'm going to use that same glue, and you can do this differently. Like you can wait to do this part. I did not want to. I kind of wanted, this is kind of the look I wanted. I'm going to leave the back like this, and I'll probably put some kind of rickrack or something here. And I'm probably going to put something here down the edge of this, but just kind of playing around and not being too, I'm just not being real, not fretting over it a whole lot, because I need to put something together for myself to work in. And I really was just kind of playing around this morning, seeing what I could come up with. Because I had some time. I gotta go finish up some shopping, and then I just lost my train of thought. So I gotta go finish up some shopping and go over to my son's today. I'm gonna go see my girls, Peyton and Sophia and Anne-Marie, and we're gonna decorate their little Christmas tree. His life's been kind of crazy, so he hadn't even had a chance. He just did get a little Christmas tree, and we're not gonna be fussy over it. We're gonna decorate the tree with the girls and bake some cookies and watch some Christmas movies and hang out. And then Sophia's birthday is Tuesday, you know, 5 days before Christmas. She was born on the 20th. So we're gonna do a little cake and have a little, just have a little family party tomorrow with her. You know, not fussy, not inviting other kids over and stuff like that. Just to celebrate her and hang out and spend some time with my girls. I hadn't spent much time with them since Thanksgiving. Okay, so you can see that I put a healthy bit of glue on here. This is going to be covered up. I'm not worrying about it being, you know, I'm not worried about bubbles so much. I don't want it, I don't want too much of that on there. But I'm going to add other things to it. And then I'm going to cover this. I'm probably going to cover this up. You know, I did my, if you watched my journal I did a couple of years ago, where I actually used a cookbook binder, and then I collaged on it. And then I added some little chipboard pieces and stuff too. So I'm going to add other things as well. So now I'm going to glue this on here. And you really don't have to. You probably could just use some fabric glue or something, since I'm going to run it through the sewing machine. But I want to make sure, that it's going to be on there well. So I'm going to do the glue on here too. I'm trying to use up the last of this glue. And that bottle of glue, y'all, if you buy that really big bottle, I think it, excuse my reach, I think when I bought it, it's 16 ounces. And I bought this a couple of years ago, and that glue will last a long time. It goes a long way, and I'm generous with it. You know, you can be a little stingier with it if you want to, but I'm not. So I am going to wet my brush a little bit, spread this out a little bit thinner. But yeah, I use recycled stuff all the time. I don't save everything anymore. I still have a bunch of stuff that, and I'm not stressing this too bad. Sorry. I still have a bunch of stuff that, that I have saved. I use it for tags and stuff all the time. But, I need to get rid of some of it. I don't save things like I used to. I used to save every cracker box and every cereal box and, you know, everything. And I just had to stop doing that because I just got too much stuff. But I still have plenty. I still have plenty of that stuff and book covers and all that good stuff. I got glue on my fingers. Okay. So this is going to kind of curl a little bit, but when it dries, you know, when we stitch it, it's going to be just fine. And I want to make sure, like, I don't want them, I want her cap in there. And I want them going down the hill, you know, like they're going down the hill. I don't want it flat like this, you know. And I want the trees to be, you know, going this way. Just, you know, be careful when you do this. You don't want it like that. If you use something like this, be mindful of your patterns and things that you've got going on. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It won't be perfect, that's for sure. But I just thought, you guys are always like, well, a lot of you have requested to see my, you know, me working in my journals and stuff, and I try. You know, sometimes, like, the light bulb just doesn't come on to say, hey, why don't you do a video while you're doing this? I get into doing something and just don't think about it. So that blends it a little bit more in with that brown paper. So on this, I am going to use, let's see, where's my fabric glue? I think I am going to use my fabric glue on this one. I don't know why. I think the other glue would be just fine, but this is a little easier for me to control, and this image is older, and I don't want to rip it. I can be kind of heavy-handed. I don't want to rip it trying to put it on there. Make sure I have it where I want. And I'm very gently just using the edge of my ruler. And there we go. I'll let that dry for just a minute, and I'll take it over to my sewing machine. So then we'll have this base. We'll have this base here. And I still have red thread in my sewing machine, so I think I'm going to use the red thread. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch. I may do a couple of stitches around. Excuse me. But while we're waiting on, while I'm waiting on that to dry a little bit, I'm going to show you. So for the washi tape, the way I did this right here for this washi tape, I just took some of my scraps. So these are some little pieces I had left over. But I just took some of my little scraps of fabric, and you can do it a couple of ways. Let's see, some of that, some little pieces here. I'll use these little pieces because that's what's here. Let's see, I don't want to. Yeah. So I just measured, like I took, well, I didn't measure because I really don't measure much of anything unless I'm cutting pages, but I just took, like, say, I took my little strips and just kind of planned them out here how I wanted them. And then I just cut these pieces. So, like, I took this piece and I just cut right here. So, say that's the size I want there. And then, so I want another red. And you can do these as thin. You know, you can do them thinner and do, you know, twice as many, or alternate them, or kind of like making a little quilt or whatever. I did it wide because this tape is, where's my ruler? So this is a tack double-sided carpet tape, and it is 2 inches wide, okay? I think you can buy it in different sizes. I've just always used the 2 inches. You can use just little strips. You know, you can peel this. This is what I do, just peel this out. You can put all kinds of little strips, whatever you want on here. You can do the big pieces like I'm doing. I just did this, and all I do is roll the tape out like this. And I take this fabric, and you can see this fabric is, it's like 2.5 inches wide. So I just take my fabric and try to get sort of in the center and just rub it over there, over the sticky part, and then just cut this. And voila, you got some fabric washi. Now, you don't have to leave this edge, but you can, and then you kind of get that frayed edge around the bottom. And when you put it on your book, you can use some extra, you know, you can flip this up and use some fabric glue or whatever and glue it down better, or you can just kind of leave that edge. It gives you a wider washi. And that's what I did here. So yeah, so you can just do another one. Just roll your tape out on a flat surface, because if you're not on a flat surface, that tape's going to roll around. Take your fabric and just really, you know, really press it in. And I use my titanium scissors when I'm cutting. Otherwise, it's just going to really stick to your scissors. But the Tim Holtz or any titanium scissor, and actually these do need to be cleaned because there is some glue on them, but it comes off. It doesn't stick to them like other type scissors would. And then you have another little piece. Now, if you don't like that frayed part, all you got to do is come on the back side and just trim right against the, and you can use your fabric scissors for this. Just don't cut into the tape with your fabric scissors. You can straighten it up if you don't like having that little frayed part. And hopefully you can cut straighter than I can. But you get the idea. Okay, so then you don't have that. Okay, so it's totally up to you. And this is super easy, super fun. This tape is not cheap, but it goes a long way. It makes a lot. So and you can do it any way you want to. You can do little bits and pieces. You can do stripes. I typically do mine in pieces, you know, and repetitious or in a pattern or just random, any way you want to do it. Another one of those things that just, so many possibilities. So lots of fun. And now I have all these little frayed things everywhere. So. But yeah, so that's how I did that. Now I'm gonna, real quick, you're gonna hear my sewing machine. I'm gonna run over to my sewing machine and I'm gonna stitch around this. Okay, so now I stitched around this. I'm trying to kind of flatten it out. Some is still a little, not completely dry. Okay, let me move this fabric out of the way. So now, I want to glue this on here. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I'm kind of in where I want to be, in the spot I want to be in. Let me look through the, sometimes it helps if I look through the camera. So about right there. If I thought I could, if I thought my sewing machine would go through that board, I would stitch through it, but I've glued many things like this on covers, and I haven't had anybody tell me that they've had a problem, and then I've got some journals where I've done this and I haven't had a problem with it. So, but I'm being very liberal once again with my glue. And making sure that I'm getting around these edges. And I know this glue is expensive, but I love this glue. Absolutely love it. I use it a lot more than what I used to. And because it's because it adheres extremely well. And when I'm gluing things, it doesn't tend to bubble up. You know how some glues, if you get too much of it, it will bubble. Some wet glues. That fabric glue doesn't do that with paper like some glues do. And I'm not being super meticulous either because this is my journal. So, but you can see, I mean, it is sticking pretty good. Now I'll sit and do this for a minute or two just to make sure. And then I'm peeling up some of the glue that came through under here. Got a little too heavy-handed right there around that. And now I can come back and seal this too, which I may do because this is like a craft wrapping paper. So I may come back later on and just do a brush, like a sort of a light varnish on it. Okay. So there we go. So now what I'm gonna do is, I got a bunch of stuff here. This is more under the scrapbook line of things that I had. Let's see. So I have some of these things that I like to use. Sometimes when I buy paper, or when I buy something off of Peachy Cheap, I'll get these things, which I don't tend to use, you know, all of them. But I do like using this kind of stuff on the covers. And then this is Simple Stories Mix and Mingle. And then, so this is like a foam, these are foam stickers. And then this is Mix and Mingle Simple Stories, and these are like little chipboard stickers. And they've gotten better about making these thinner, so they're not so thick, because I would always peel, when I use the really thick ones, I would peel about half of that chipboard off, because I feel like over time it comes apart. So when I use them, I'd peel about half of it off. It's not as thick, and you can use hot glue or fabric glue or wet glue, any kind of glue to glue them down. Rather than just using the peel and stick that's on the back, I always add extra glue. So I'm thinking about something from here. And then this was something I picked up this summer, or maybe early fall, Allie Edwards. I really like her, you know, of course I love her concept, the December Daily. But I like her, her chipboards and things like that. So, but I don't buy it when I really, truly try to buy stuff like this when it's on sale. So this is from December Stories, and I think it might have been from last year. But I love these pieces. Like, you know, I love the heart. I don't want to cover up Hark, but I love this heart. I was thinking about using that. And then this says December Stories, so I might use that on here somewhere. So this is what I'll do next, is just kind of play around. This says Time to Reflect. I like that. And then, what was I looking at? I really like these. I like these Jingle Bells. But I also like to use little words and stuff on here too. I don't have them right here with me, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea of how my mind, I like mixing the old, you know, the old and the new. Like, I really love these little Jingle Bells. That's a foam sticker. Not sure where I'll put those. I want something right here. I need a strip of something right there to cover this part up, because that bugs me. So there's a 25, but it might be too big. Yeah, see, it's too big. Yeah, that would be cute. Yeah, see, I'm going to end up having to cover it up anyway. And that doesn't matter. If that's not there, it doesn't matter. I could just put something else over the top of that. So I actually could use this 25 here, and then I could just add something else, because when I did that, I pulled some of that paper up. So I could put that there, you know, or I could do the heart. I could do the heart and the 25. I don't know if I want to layer that, though. It's too thick. I like the heart down here. So I'll just, you know, I'll play around with this and figure out where I want to put what. So there's this jolly. I really like the jolly. I like that. You know, it's all these things on here. Candy canes, little holly berries. Let's see what else. There's also stuff on here. Let's see. this is what I'll do. And then I'll come back later and show you. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the signatures, you know, normal sewn in signatures, or if I want to kind of make this, if I want to do like 2 holes and 2 holes down here and do it kind of like a Midori style, so I can move things out and move them around. I hadn't made up my mind on that yet, but I'll try to come back, you know, once I get that done and show you guys. And maybe after Christmas show you me working in it some. But anyway. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. And hopefully I'll see you before the new year. And yeah. Love you guys. Bye.